What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time we're taking a look at Warrior, directed by Gavin O'Connor, starring Tom Hardy, Joel Edgerton, and Nick Nolte. Now, Warrior tells the story of these two estranged brothers that enter an MMA tournament, while all the while they both have to come to terms with their past and with each other. Okay, so let's waste no time. Let's get right into it. I overall think that Warrior is one of the best modern day made sports movies ever. Now, this movie came out 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, and I like this movie just as much now as I did then. And it's kind of hard to believe that this movie came out 10 years ago, and it's also really, really sad that this movie didn't have quite the following it did when it first came out, because I think Warrior is a damn good movie. It turned someone like me not into an MMA fan, but to somebody who appreciates the MMA sport. And I do appreciate that the MMA concept of this movie is largely second fiddle to the overall story of this movie, which are about these two brothers, played by Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy, pretty much like I said, coming to terms with themselves and with each other. And I like how they're coming from two different sides. You have Brendan Canlon, played by Joel Edgerton. He is a well-adjusted family man physics teacher. However, he's fallen on hard at times, and he's being forced to go into bankruptcy, or else he's going to lose his house. So, being that Brendan, in his youth, had some fighting, has a fighting background, he ends up doing these independent backlot MMA fights just to make some extra income. While all the while, the Tom Hardy character of Tommy Reardon, he's a different side of the tracks. His whole past is just shrouded in mystery. We give snippets of here and there until it's finally revealed about his past. He has a very Both these brothers have a very estranged relationship with their father, played by Nick Nolte, and of course they both handle their resentment towards their father in different ways. Tommy's relationship with his father is much more hostile, though it's Tommy who goes to his father to seek training. While all the while, Brendan's relationship with his father is strained, but not as hostile as with Tommy, because Brendan and their father, they're on more speaking terms, though it's either by email or by phone. I want to get that point out clear. And pretty much throughout the course of this movie, Nick Nolte is trying to just make amends with both his sons and just trying to reunite with both his sons. And Nick Nolte's performance as Paddy Conlon is fantastic. I thought he did a fantastic job. Nick Nolte, he's a great actor, and this movie showed what the man's capable of when you give him a strong director and a very strong script. And this movie also showed the capabilities of a Joel Edgerton, who is not the biggest Hollywood name, but a solid actor. And in this movie, this showed his dramatic chops and also showed that Edgerton can handle himself in his fight scenes as well. And of course, Tom Hardy, he's just a fantastic actor. Pretty much everything I've seen Tom Hardy in, he is great. And as Tommy Reardon, he's no different. Tom Hardy has a great physical presence to him, and he handles the Tommy Reardon character with just effortless, with getting tongue tied. He handles the Tommy character effortlessly, maintaining his shrouded background, which is revealed that he is a Marine who deserted his unit, but all the while he also saved another group of Marines from being killed. But however, it's revealed that the reason why he deserted his unit was because his unit, along with one of his good friends, died in a friendly fire. So Tommy is struggling with that guilt that he pretty much that his friend died and he abandoned his unit as a Marine. So he has to handle all of that. Not only that, he and his father, he has to handle being around his father, who he clearly has so much resentment for, and it plays out great in a scene in a casino where Paddy is making an effort to try and get into Tommy's head and trying to be the concerned father, and Tommy just completely shuts him out, which in turn forces Paddy to have a relapse and get himself stone faced drunk. While Paddy is drunk, that's where Tommy comforts his father, and that's to me the moment where Tommy starts to that's where Tommy starts to realize that his father is trying to make an effort, and that's where he comforts him. It's a really good scene, and it's all done through facial expressions and just Nick Nolte's just mad drunk rambling acting. But it's a powerful scene, and it's such a good scene, such a really good scene. Now, on the other hand, you got Brendan, who is, he's training. He just lost his job, so now he's training in MMA with his good friend Frank Campia, played by Frank Grillo. After Frank Grillo's star pupil gets himself hurt, he enters Brendan and reluctantly into the Grand Prix tournament. And this is where the movie picks up a lot of steam, because the tournament focuses solely on Brendan, and it focuses on Tommy, and it also focuses on these two other characters who have been built, the movie has been subtly building up all throughout the runtime. Koba, played by professional wrestler Kurt Angle, and this other character called Mad Dog Grimes, who Tommy had beaten down in an exhibition match at a gym, which gone viral, which also led to the Marines themselves seeing the video, which got out Tommy's past, that he's a former Marine. So pretty much Brendan, he gets his ass kicked in a lot of his matches, but he ends up surviving. He's like the miracle story. While Tommy, on the other hand, Tommy is portrayed as this unstoppable tank. He goes in there, and within seconds, you're done. While Brendan, on the other hand, he has to fight his way up to the top. But what I like is that before the tournament starts, we finally get a face-off between the two brothers in a beach, which is very intense, and just a riveting scene where the brothers are just spilling out their play. Tommy resents his brother for abandoning him and his mother, pretty much, leaving Tommy to take care of their dying mother, eventually being forced to bury her. Well, Brendan chose to stay behind with their father and with the girlfriend who eventually became his wife. So that's where the conflict between the two brothers come in. And when they finally meet in the finals, it's intense. Tommy's out for blood. He has anger in his eyes. He has hatred in his soul. But throughout the course of their fight, they make amends. And the two brothers, they finally reunite. And I like how Nick Nolte, he's there to see it happen. And these three estranged men who were strangers to each other, the makings of a reconciliation relationship between the three of them is kind of hinted at, and it does play out, particularly with the brothers. If I do have one criticism for this movie, I would have liked to see more of a reconciliation between Brendan and Patty. We don't really get that, because in their one scene together, Brendan pretty much dismisses his father, forgives him, but at the end of the day says, "I want nothing to do with you." I would have liked to have seen more of a. I would have liked to have seen the father pretty much join in the celebration of his sons getting, reuniting again, and the sons accepting their father as their father again. That's something that I would have liked to have seen. I think that would have been a nice little cap up to what I thought was already a very strong story. But overall, I think Warrior is a great movie. This movie is well directed by Gavin O'Connor, who gives this movie a gritty, realistic feel. It's got outstanding directing. The cinematography looks fantastic. The fight scenes are well choreographed. They're gripping and edge of your seat, riveting. It's fun to see Kurt Angle. I'm a big professional wrestling fan, so it's fun to see Kurt Angle. And the fight scene between Brendan and Kurt Angle is really entertaining and really hard hitting. And the last scene between the two brothers is just as riveting and hard hitting, because the movie has been building up to this moment, to these two brothers to duke it out, and it's very, very satisfying. And I love it all around. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on Warrior. If anything, with all said and done, I'm going to give the Warrior a 9.5 out of 10. The 9.5 is pretty much, I would have liked to have seen the reconciliation of Brendan with their father, and I would have liked to have seen the Nick Nolte character celebrate with his sons at the end of the movie. But other than that, the rest of this movie is great. Great cinematography, great directing, an all-star cast who all put in their A game. And yeah, that's all I got to say about Warrior. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment sections down below. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.